Hello everybody, my name is Prakash Adhikari, DBA student at California Intercontinental University. Today I'm going to present about regression analysis using PSPP software, and we'll also discuss about annotated bibliography of 3 articles that we have gone through during our course GRC605 Business Research Methodology and Quantitative Stats. Basically, today we're going to see how to import the survey data sets in PSPP. Then we'll conduct linear regression using PSPP for the given 3 sets of the dependent and independent variables. We'll state hypothesis test. We'll also talk about rejection and confirmation rule, and eventually we'll analyze the result from the test and we'll be deriving the conclusions. In the last few slides, I'll be talking about writing annotated bibliography for 3 articles that we read during the course. As a dataset for the regression analysis, we will be using the same dataset that we have been using for our past units. In this regression analysis, basically we will be using 4 variables: income, debt, savings, and stocks. PSPP is the robust software that also can carry out the result for the regression test and analysis. The procedure is very simple. Just import the data set in PSPP in proper format. Going to the toolbar, click Analyze, then Regression, then click Linear, then one dialog box appear. Select the dependent variable and independent variable, then click Statistics, and inside Statistics button click coefficient of interval, and R. Then click Continue and OK to run the regression. Let's go for the first regression test. Here we are trying to check whether we can predict an individual's debt by knowing their income. Here the debt is the dependent variable which is dependent on independent variable, that is income. The regression model could be set as shown here. Debt is equal to regression beta into income plus C. The rejection and confirmation rule for the hypothesis testing will be as usual, like we'll finding the p-value. If p-value is less than equal to alpha, level of significance as a standard we'll be taking 0.05. Then we'll reject the null hypothesis and obviously we'll accept the alternative hypothesis. And here in regression analysis hypothesis test, we'll be talking about the confirmation rule as well. For the confirmation rule, in the 95% confidence interval, there shouldn't be 0. If there is not 0, that confirms that regression beta is non-zero. That means that double confirms the test is statistically significant. Let's go for the first regression test model. The null hypothesis, the regression coefficient beta is 0, and alternative hypothesis, the regression coefficient beta is non-zero. From PSPP we'll get the result as shown there in the box, where we can see beta is equal to minus 0.05, r square is equal to 0, p is equal to 0.535. Let's see the result. Here p value is greater than 0.05 as a standard, means already the test is not significant. R square is equal to 0 means there is no relationship between the debt and their income. So individuals' debt could not be predicted by knowing their income. There is no associated relationship. Let's go to the second regression test. Here we are going to see whether we predict an individual's savings by knowing their income. The dependent variable is savings and independent variable is income. The regression model look like savings is equal to regression into income plus C. Let's see the test result. Here also same. Null hypothesis is regression coefficient is 0. Alternative hypothesis is the regression coefficient is non-zero. Let's see the result. Beta is equal to 0.91. R square is equal to 0.82. Very good relationship. Very close to 1. Means there is the strong relationship between the savings and the income of an individual. And also P is equal to 0. It is less than 0.05 alpha. Means the test is statistically significant, which says that an individual's saving could be predicted by knowing their income, and the saving could be predicted using the following formula as shown below, while we know the income. Means there is the strong relationship between the saving and income, and obviously if people have higher income they have higher saving, means saving is predicted to increase as the income increases. And furthermore, in 95% confidence interval, the value are 0.09 lower bound and upper bound is 0.11. This interval doesn't include 0, means we can further confirm that beta is non-zero, means the test is statistically significant. Let's go for the third test quite quick. Here the question is, can we predict an individual's portfolio value by knowing their savings? The dependent variables are stocks, independent variables are saving. The regression model look like this. Let's see the test result. Here R square is equal to 0.07. There is a relationship, but it seems very weak, close to 0, not like before between the income and saving. There was the R square value is equal to 0.82. Still there is some relationship in these two variables as well. P is equal to 0 means it is statistically significant. It is less than 0.05, the standard alpha value, and beta is equal to 0.8. Means this test is statistically significant. The test rejected the null hypothesis, and we can predict individuals' stock portfolio value by knowing their savings. If they have more saving, they will be investing more in stocks. And furthermore, let's see for the 95% confidence interval, the lower bound is 0.07, upper bound is 0.25. This doesn't include 0, means beta cannot be 0. This is non-zero. This further confirms that the test is statistically significant. Now we are going to the annotated bibliography for 3 articles that we have gone through this course. And annotated bibliography is excellent preparation for the research paper. And this could be very instrumental and insight for the literature review. The first one is not the article. Basically, this is the web-based textbook which introduces the fundamental knowledge of the research methods. I found this book very useful for going through the quantitative research methods, and this book was used as a reference material in Unit 4 for getting the fundamental knowledge about the correlation test. Another very beautiful article, it seems like quite old, in 1975, but very beautiful and mind-provoking issues are addressed over here. The article is Eyewitness Testimony, the Influence of Wording of a Question. Basically, we learned from this article while used as a reference source in Unit 1 discussion. Basically, the wording, rephrasing, and choice of the questions and statements can misconstruct the data collection process and identically render a research scheme worthless. Means it makes aware to the researcher to put the right questions, words, and phrasing. And the third and last one is from the Johnson and Scott. This is YouTube video about the scientific method. This very beautifully presented video gave the insights to the researcher for examining, observing the hypothesis, and conducting the appropriate test on a single variable mapped against the observation. This is all about the annotated bibliography for 3. Now let's talk about the key takeaway from this presentation. And of course, we got familiar with using PSPP for the linear regression based hypothesis testing and analysis. We also got familiar with the coefficient, confidence interval, and R value. We also got idea about writing the test results in APA styles for significant and insignificant regression. And we also got some familiarity about developing the annotated bibliography of articles and other academic resources. Thank you very much for your attentive participation, and please feel free to ask any questions that you may have. Thank you.